Hey, so this video, I don't want to make it too long, but I want to give some knowledge to people that don't know nothing about this. I haven't really had too much experience with stuff like this. But this video is about what not to do with dealing with the police and when you're being detained, arrested, etc. Right? So, first thing is, when I was younger, I had no knowledge of this. I was dumb. I was, so I'm sitting there trying to explain my behalf when I'm being detained or arrested. I'm trying to explain my behalf. They don't care about that. They want evidence. They want crucial evidence. They want to use the things that you say against you in the court of law. So they'll make it seem like you're not being arrested or taken to jail at first, and they'll give you an opportunity to explain yourself. But really what you're doing, whether if you are or not, you're really incriminating yourself. So if you're sitting there, they're detaining you, whether you committed this crime or not, they will push you and act like your friend, and will just tell me, so what happened? What happened? And, well, man, I don't know. I just walked into the apartment and this and that. And yeah. So they have an affidavit already. They've already got the call, an affidavit. They've got the information from the dispatch, the caller, other officers, and they're working together. They're not working with you. They're working together. Don't tell them anything. Just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Best thing you could do is, it's cliche, just like the movies, I want to speak to my lawyer. If you're a juvenile, my mom needs to be present. My guardian needs to be present. Whoever it is. Don't ever tell them more than what's necessary, and don't answer their questions. You got to understand that, because they will keep pressing you, asking questions. They will twist your words, and then when you're in conversation with them, they will spin it to where you give them more information subconsciously, because you're just trying to get out of it, right? But the whole time, they could be like, so why did you walk into the apartment? Oh, I was just going in there because my boy was in there and he told me to come in, and this and that. We were just going to go into the living room, and then they'll be like, oh, what were you guys going to do in the living room? Oh, well, then you start stumbling, but that's not really what happened. And then they'll be like, oh, but, well, we heard this. And then, oh, well, yeah, because this is why. But it's a lie. So they piece all of that together, go to court. Well, we got all the evidence. If you go to trial, you're cooked. You told them too much. Don't do that. When I was young, that's happened to me before. I was dumb. I was naive. I wasn't really, I didn't have the criminal scruples in me. I didn't know how to manipulate the situation or turn the tables in my favor, so I was trying to get out the situation. I wasn't telling on nobody, but I was telling on myself. And I was unaware that I was telling on myself. So don't do that. That'll get you fucking cooked. Once you go to trial, or you're in jail and you're fighting this case, or you get a lawyer and they come see you, you got the discovery papers, the affidavit, all the information, all the evidence. You're reading it and you're like, damn, I really said that. And then that lines up with what that is. Oh my God, I'm cooked. Don't say shit. Man, that's their job. They're the police. The detectives, they're detectives. Let them investigate. Let them do their fucking job. Don't make it easy for them by talking to them. Don't do that. Fuck that. If they want to figure out if a crime has been committed and resolve this crime, let them do that. Don't be scared just because you got to sit in jail for a while. I remember this one cop tried to trick me. I was 15. But I was smart as shit, though, because the way that he worded it was so obvious. And even though I was 15... I was like 15, 16, 17. I don't know. I've been in so much trouble. But it was around that age, and I was young still. Well, I go in there, and they're playing good cop, bad cop. And, man, I know too much to know that this is what's going on. So I'm sitting there, the bad cop, he's sitting in front of me. He draws this picture. And I'm like, what? What's going on? He's like, just hold on now. Hold on. I'm like, what the fuck? He's doing this on his notepad. Then he shows it to me. It was supposed to be a duck. It didn't look like a duck. Trash ass artist. So what is this? And I was like, I don't know. What is it? It's a duck. And I'm like, that's a fucking duck. That's what I'm thinking. And he's like, it's a duck. It's a duck. And I'm just like, okay, what's the significance of the duck? What does it symbolize? He's like, if you walk like a duck, talk like a duck, or quack like a duck, something, I don't know, look like a duck, you're a duck. And I was being investigated for a burglary at the time and some other shit. And I was like, I'm not a duck. I was playing with him. I'm not a duck. I'm a person. I knew what he was implying though. He's like, no, that's not what it means. It moved, and he's going on and on. And we're having this whole argument. I'm like, I'm not a fucking duck. It was hilarious. But I was in deep trouble though. I knew that if I fuck around and told him some information, I'd be cooked. Well, he couldn't get nowhere with me with the duck thing. So he ends up saying, and my mom's with me. He brings my mom in finally. She was out there waiting for a while. I was talking one-on-one with this guy. I was like, man, what the hell? She should have been here the whole time. She finally comes in. She's like kind of crying, like in distress and shit. I felt bad. Well, she's not really criminally inclined. She don't know about like what you should say, what you shouldn't say. So he's sitting there and he's just spinning this yarn on me. He's like, you ever heard of the phrase, the truth shall set you free? And growing up, I've got heavy Catholic and some Christian family. So I'm just, I've heard that. That's a biblical term, right? So I'm like, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, why? The truth shall set you free. If you tell the truth, you will be set free. And he's telling me this, and he's just twisting this shit. And my mom's just, Kane, just tell him the truth. I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm in my mind, Mom, stop throwing me under the bus, god damn it. I shouldn't, I'm sorry. But I'm just like, stop throwing me under the bus. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, Mom, I'm looking at her, I'm like, Mom, I'm telling the truth. I don't know, And she's all in, I'm just like, you shouldn't have came in here anyway, damn it. Like, now I regret this. Like, let me handle this. So he's in front of me. The truth shall set you free. So he's trying to tell me to tell on myself. But then I realize what he's trying to do. So I'm like, yeah, the truth shall set you free spiritually. He's like, oh, it'll set you free in many ways. I said, bro, if I tell you some shit that you want to hear right now, I'm going to jail. I'm not getting out. I'm not going to be free. Maybe if I tell you the truth about the truth that you want to hear, then maybe I'll be set free spiritually for telling the truth and cleansing myself of a sin. But what are you getting at? Like, bro, like, I'm not dumb. He gets mad. He starts slamming his fist on the table, calls the other cop in. They're interrogating me, going on and on. They're slamming shit. Whole time I'm looking, there's papers everywhere. I'm looking at the fucking duck drawing. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm like, the goddamn duck. Bro, I said the G word again. The damn duck and the fucking this and I'm like, there's fucking coffee spilling out the mug. The table's getting shook. I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is so unprofessional. So they couldn't find anything out about me. I was a juvenile. They let me go home. They still investigated it. I ended up getting snitched on. The person that did the burglary with me, they snitched on me. Kane was with me, and I just want to get out of there. And they got probation, and then they came and they gave me probation as well for being an accomplice. And we fucking burglarized. It was a bar, right? We broke in there, stole a bunch of alcohol bottles. We drank some, sold some, stole cigarettes, a little bit of money like out of the tip jars and shit like that, and just dumb petty shit. We were kids, and yeah, I wasn't gonna get caught unless he snitched on me. I wasn't the one that, like, I knew better a little bit. Like, a couple times I was like, I'd catch a serious case. I'm like, dude, I didn't do that shit. Well, this is what happened. But I was being like honest about my part of it. But then they twisted it on me and I got cooked. But that time, I remember, I didn't say shit. And I read the discovery and read the papers and everything. And I eventually found out that they kept pressing the dude that did the burglary with me. And they got him like that. Oh, and then finally he snitches on me. Kane, it was Kane with me. I just want this to be done with. You know, and I'm like, fuck, man, you fucking idiot. Anyway, so, yeah. Don't give up too much information. Don't ever speak on what's more than necessary. And I actually read the 48 Laws of Power at one point when I was locked up. And that is actually one of the laws, I believe, is do not speak on more than necessary, or do not give up information more than necessary. Don't say more than what needs to be said. Right? So if you're dealing with the police, remember that. Now, don't be one of those guys out here, I'm not getting out of the car, oh, this and that, I don't need to show you my ID, and causing a scene of it, because, man, they're tyrants, man. They could do what they want. And you just be respectful, be humble. Don't say nothing more than what needs to be said. End of story. Yes, sir, I got my license. Yes, it's valid. There you go. All right. They run your name, your license is valid, you're cool. Where were you heading to? Why? Why does it matter? You know, that's when you start being like that. Why does it matter? Like, what? You know, now you're just trying to pry information. So that's when that comes into play. But just don't be immediately off the bat aggressive. So, all right, y'all.